First EP collab, man. Oakland Vallejo, the Bay Area stand up. I'm from that town. She from Vallejo. Said let's collab. She said okay. We all should play. Hot potato. Whoever got the hottest vibe wants the next. Challenge accepted. It's me. I'm the best. Like creative players on hunters, no less. The lines in your forehead just told me you stress it. Got G-O-D on me side. Ooh, he blessed me. All these lies they tell it's a vaccine. They're acting it's so bad like it's wrestling. Keep my circle so small it's insane. If you made the cut then you're part of my team. Just like blowing that plank off strikes no gutter. Attracted to the mind but I like my hooder. She gotta have a pretty face too.
Hi, welcome to the channel. I am Mrs. Best. We have James from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel here as well. Link is in the description. Subscribe to him. We are here to go over the Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 13, episode 14. Why are there so many episodes, James? Tell me why.
Because Beverly Hills is the richest franchise of them all.
At least they give
these white women with the one black and Asian give, the best endorsements ever received with Hollywood. Just saying.
That's actually a good observation because Vanderpump Rules just premiered. No, I am not recapping it. Yes, I am a huge Pump Rules fanatic, but I will not be recapping the shows that I love because you got to save something where you don't got to take notes. Sometimes, don't you be tired sometimes of taking notes while watching shit?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like,
especially the shows I have. I have the most ridiculous. Real Housewives of Potomac has been giving me a run for my money. Married to Medicine has been okay. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City has been okay. But that damn Bell Collective, absolutely not. When I tell you, I cannot stand, because I feel like when I write shit down, and sometimes I do handwritten shit, I'm like, did she really just say that? Okay.
I wrote my notes for the first time the other day because I had to watch something at work. And I liked the format. Like, I felt like I was more descriptive. I don't know. Could be a thing. But anywho, let's get into the episode. We are going to start with Crystal because she was sick in the last episode. Crystal, we learn a lot. She calls a doctor. Anne-Marie did help her, but all that lady did was have her take her pulse and hold both fingers. As a medical assistant, I'm trained to do that. So I just don't, that takes 9 months compared. I think it's good that Anne-Marie stepped up and still helped her through a situation that shows that, okay, they're just bullshitting and, an argument, regardless on who it is, you shouldn't wish your worst enemy dead. So good for her. But I'm not going to give you kudos, Anne-Marie, for being a decent human.
No, and she wanted all kind of flowers and arrangements and shit. And it was like,
if she would have been silent about it, we could have given her that. But she didn't.
You know what? Exactly. That's a good point. I feel like this was her opportunity to turn her whole image around.
Mm-hmm. And
by saying, because all she had to do was say, you know what? Despite our differences, I want her to be fine. Which she did say, but she goes, I just find it ironic that, Crystal was challenging my career, and then all of a sudden now she needs me.
First of all, Anne-Marie did say in confessional that Crystal insulted her profession. She did not. For her to insult your profession would be for her to say, all these nurses think they doctors. No CRNA, no shit. I don't respect nurses. I can't trust doctors. Shit like that. She didn't say any of that. She said that this lady told me that she was a doctor when she's just a nurse anesthetist. She made it seem like she was the actual anesthesiologist. And that's it. And she insulted, someone said that on Instagram. She's like, what this lady doesn't understand is Crystal insulted your characteristics and personality, not your job. No. But Anne-Marie does say she takes her job. It's a part of her. That's good. If you have something you're passionate about, it does become a part of you. But Anne-Marie, you're still not making sense. That'd be like if I was like, yeah, I read a book that was the same genre as Fraternity Row, and that shit was trash. I don't know what this book genre is doing. And then James takes that as, so you're coming for my profession? Like, right. It doesn't make sense. I said nothing about your book or your profession. talking about others.
You talking about you talking about the genre. No, this is me. No, it'd be like, I'm a New York Times bestseller, and I'm really not. But I just told all y'all that. So when I say I'm just an author, you're gonna be like, no, you told me you're New York Times bestseller. No, I didn't say that. And in flashback, I did say that. It's like, ma'am, I can 110% believe you told Crystal that information. Solely based
Being
on the fact,
authentic.
yes, solely based on the fact that you threw out the term eating disorder, insinuating that could be one of the issues. And when they brought it back to you, you immediately say, I did not say that when the word eating disorder left your lips. So what would make her confusing your title any different than that? It's based on what you said, and it's believable.
Bravo. Y'all better hold. And I actually appreciate Erica Jane, aka Erica Girardi, because she's still legally married.
Even though Bravo tried to say that was her ex-husband on the screen. I caught that, Bravo. That is not her ex-husband. That is still her legal husband. I feel like she's going to be widowed to that man.
California, I'm just going to say allegedly, even though it's not alleged. There are articles you guys can reference, but I'm going to say allegedly because on my channel, I'm not accusing anyone of anything. So if you are looking to litigate or come after me legally, it's alleged. But allegedly, California and the state and the judge, what Tom Girardi didn't just make him look bad and hurt victims. It took away the credibility of the entire California bar system. It's a very big deal out here, at least. They won't let her get divorced, basically, because allegedly they think that the timing of her divorce is convenient to these lawsuits.
Which it was. It was
Which it was.
If we're watching the TV show, watching what is based, it's oddly convenient. You file for divorce, and not even a month later, not even a month. Hell, was it a week later? All this shit comes out. Yes, they're gonna look at this as a ploy for you to get out of this shit before it gets too deep. Absolutely, they're gonna look at that. Anybody with common sense is gonna look at it like that. And with her with this whole the legal system, you have to trust the legal system. You have to. It's like
trusting the legal system is the very reason that these victims don't have their money. So we can flip the same shit around Mrs. Girardi. And what she doesn't realize, I feel like doing the show is doing her more harm than good. If she wasn't on this show and was just living and existing, some of these issues could potentially go away and would be less public.
Because her disposition against all of this is just so weird.
Yeah.
It was like, because to me, y'all, I know a lot of people was all like, well, she's not guilty. It was like, yeah, but her disposition and her response to everything makes it feel like, and I'm just saying alleged because I don't feel like nobody coming after me with this case. Allegedly, I just feel like it's like, damn, he got us busted. Now I don't have my life anymore. Damn. Even when she said the church, I had a church in my house, all this shit. It was like, and you want us to believe you have
Here's the thing. That man is getting old. I've seen the health facility that he is in. He ain't gonna live forever. I mean, he was 80 something when we saw him with Erica a while ago.
I think he's 86 now. He's 86.
Yeah, he's getting up there in age and not like the healthy older person who's still walking around and doing stuff. So, and when this man passes on, somebody's gonna have to be legally responsible. And if you're the existing spouse, I don't know how she's going to fight that in court. Bring that up because Erica did mention at the beginning of the episode when the ladies are going to the church and stuff, everyone's concerned about Crystal and wanting to make peace. Kyle and Sutton have a moment in the church because they both have people close to them who committed suicide. And here goes Erica. I still haven't gotten an apology. I told them you're not going to get an apology. They were looking at you crazy when they said congratulations because they're like, you really think this makes you look? Ain't nobody scared of Erica. Put Erica on the Housewives of Atlanta next season. I heard they need people. I want to see how she do. Because Black people, one thing about us is not only are we nosy, because we are, y'all can say you're not, but we are Africans too, and the Jamaicans, all of you. If your skin look like this, you nosy. And I want to see her on like Housewives of Atlanta or something, or married
to me. I feel like Sutton did that already with the hot seat she put her in with Sutton, and that's when Sutton became my favorite housewife.
But
Is
I feel
that
like the way
season?
Sutton did it was too gentle. Erica needs
It
like
was gentle, but it was also hilarious because she came with receipts. She
mhm.
came with the exact shit, and she didn't take that foot off that neck until she got an answer. So
That's
that's why I said that's why because I didn't like it was funny. It was the season I didn't like her to the middle of that season is when she became my favorite housewife because she did it in a way where she wasn't trying to fight with her. She said, "Look, I have questions." Because
mhm.
y'all have to understand from a standpoint of Sutton, and all of these women should have took the standpoint. Y'all could be in collusion with this lady
That's what she
based
said.
upon if she ever paid for a dinner, if she ever paid, yeah, that could be something. So she made sure to ask those questions because look, she goes, I need to know.
Mhm.
So it's like, so no, that's why I said it just her with these ladies owe me an apology. See, I told you the earrings, Rob was gonna get them back, which she didn't get them back then. She got sold in auction. She actually just said that on the after show. So her doing all of this was really for just shits and giggles because you still look stupid.
Here's the thing, Erica, I want to see you dating or something because if you're not going to talk about your issues with, the Tom Girardi thing, outside of this, Erica ain't got no storyline. Let's call it
She
what
on
it
the
is.
storyline, yeah, and then I feel like they're keeping, her on the show to make sure she doesn't go broken homeless, and that's not fair.
Yeah, because there's other
If she's not
celebrities.
going to give, yeah, she's not going to give to the capacity of story. Then what is she doing here? Just collecting a check for no reason off the back of everybody else. Because the only people that are given on this show so far is Sutton and Anne-Marie and Crystal.
Yeah.
Those are the only three that are really giving.
Yeah. It shows
Kyle's
you.
not.
It shows you that the other ladies, because I know you're gonna mention Kyle. Kyle ain't giving. The reason
Kyle's not giving, but Kyle could give if she would just open up about her marriage.
she's
She
not going
could.
to, and that's
Exactly.
exactly what I was gonna say next. Kyle could give. All people want to know is about you and Mauricio. You've been here the longest, so I think if anyone on the cast who has comfort opening up, it should be her. And I'm glad Erica is calling her out in interviews and shit. They're filming the reunion in a few days, so I'm
They've
hoping
already filmed it.
No, they just announced online that it would film in like
No, they've
4
already
days.
filmed it because Crystal just did an interview this morning with people,
Oh,
and they've already filmed the reunion.
oh Lord,
Kathy Hilton made an appearance. That's all been said.
why?
I guess to be funny, I don't know, but Kathy did make an appearance. It was a surprise appearance. So yeah, no, they've already filmed it. They've wrapped it and everything. It's done.
Oh well, if it's done, hopefully it's good because it seems a little early to film it, but considering how many fucking episodes they're giving. Anywho, Anne-Marie gets a call from her husband while they're all having breakfast at the table, and she calls him daddy, and the women start freaking out. Maybe that's why some of y'all marriages are failing and y'all are alone.
I was about to say that was not that big
Is
of a
that
deal.
like something? Why is
Y'all,
that weird? I don't.
right?
I.
Because
Anywho,
her kids are small. They don't want.
even if her kids aren't
Yeah.
small, I got an aunt that refers to her husband all the time. She's like, Daddy, you want some barbecue? Like, Heavenly is a good example. I have an aunt that's literally like Heavenly with how she addresses her man. So it's very weird that these women are like, why is that weird? I'm like, oh, y'all loveless, passionateless marriages. Anywho, they then speak at lunch about the issues that they've had. And it seems that Anne-Marie views her own profession way too seriously. Anne-Marie's thinking she's eating, I'm educated, I'm black, this and that. It's given you need a psych eval, hun. That's what it's given. Because why do you attach your profession to a piece of you? Most people become nurses because they want to help people. They want to have a career, things of that nature. They have a good heart. And yes, having a good heart is a part of you, the part of you that led you to become a nurse. But for you to sit here and say that if someone talks about your profession or you and brings up your profession in any way, that's an attack on you is a little much. Also, the note that I put down for Anne-Marie saying that, we've already spoken about it, but I'm gonna just repeat it one more time. They are using Crystal getting sick as a way to improve Anne-Marie's reputation, how she looks and all of that. That's how I feel. And it's tacky, it's tasteless, and it's not okay. We then see Garcelle mention that she had an issue with how Doris spoke to her. They go to commercial and they come back, and I'm like, did something else happen? Because just in the prior episode or a few episodes ago, they had discussed, how Garcelle felt offended by Doris. So now Garcelle's bringing it up again and saying that she didn't like how she spoke at Taco Tuesday. Though we like Garcelle, I'm going to just say what I'm going to say. Garcelle is cool and everything, but Garcelle also is someone who needs to give more. I want to see Garcelle go on some more dates like she did when it was in her earlier season. Or if she's not interested in dating, I want to see more of her businesses and the things that she has going on instead of them just showing her premiere parties or events, launch events and all of that. Because outside of checking these white ladies and showing us how they are little Karens, behind the scenes, like Garcelle is not giving much. Now you're bringing up the same issue, which you already talked about. I thought y'all talked this out already, so why do I need to see it again? And then you do all of that just to say, I don't think any of the women are racist, but Doris lives in a bubble and does not understand the walk that Garcelle has as a Black woman. They had this conversation already. Doris then mentions that she's Jewish and that she had an Israeli father. And all I'm going to say on this conversation is this, because I noticed that whenever an African-American or Black person, dark-skinned person brings up the struggle and walk, people like to bring up the Holocaust and the things that Jewish people have gone through after it, before it, all of those things. When someone looks at you, they don't know that you're Jewish. Okay, Dorit? When someone looks at Garcelle, or they look at me, or they look at James, and James is half Black, but they won't say, oh, he's half Black. They're just going to see a Black man. So stop trying to compare your situation to her situation. Jewish people have had their plights and struggles. Black people have had their plights and struggles and are still having them. So
it was a way for her to get out of the image of privilege and see, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
Because, ma'am, regardless of what your past and history was, you don't operate in a way. I didn't know she was Jewish.
She's mentioned it on multiple seasons.
I didn't. Well, here's the thing. I don't like her, so I'm not going to really follow. But I didn't see. When have I seen her practice?
She doesn't. She doesn't.
So that's my point. That's my point. That's my point. So you can't then use it as a silver bullet to then prove a point about.
You're a Jewish woman from Connecticut who grew up privileged. Now, if you was still in your land or something, I get that. But your father's struggle is not your struggle.
It's not.
He came over here, bro. But when you were born, things were fine. Dorit irritates me, but they make peace. I still think Dorit's a Karen, and I'll leave it there. Just because you're Jewish doesn't mean you can't be a Karen. Just because you're Jewish doesn't mean you can't be racist either. At all. I've actually experienced a lot of racism from the Jewish community. A lot, because we have a good community of them here in the Bay Area. And most of them are running around Walnut Creek and what is that place called? Alamo, and look it up. These are where billionaires.
Yes, absolutely.
Billionaires live there. So, and I've experienced a lot of racism from them. A lot, for no good reason. So, I'm not saying that all Jewish people are that way, but stop trying to compare.
No, because there's some sweet ones. Absolutely. No, I've had great experiences with. It's been hot, cold. I've had great experiences with them, or I've had horrible experiences. There was never any middle ground. It just all depends on how socially aware they are when it comes to other ethnicities, mainly Black people. It just usually depends. Some have a great understanding based upon that, and then some don't.
Yeah.
So.
And for those who are Jewish watching this show who may feel offended, we're not trying to offend you or say anything. We're not trying to diminish things that happened that were relevant and impactful, like the Holocaust and stuff. I'm just saying, but Black people, we went through slavery as well. There's things that we went through as well, and we're still trying to overcome those.
Right.
We struggle to walk just down the street doing normal shit in regular neighborhoods. And
it's just, what y'all have to understand is that we're not taking this plight to say, oh, well, Black people had it worse. No, we're not saying that at all. What we're saying is that we don't benefit off of the social and economic climate while simultaneously carrying the brunt of all of that. Because, as we said, Martin Luther King in 1964 basically made a plight and did the Civil War and all of this marching so that all ethnicities that were not considered white can open up businesses and get a break on taxes and things of that sort, because in that time it was not fair.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of ethnicities benefited from that and still do to this day, while simultaneously Black people still can't.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're saying. We're not
Mm-hmm.
saying it in the terms where we're trying to be mean or rude. We're saying it because at the end of the day, there's a lot of success that is outside of entertainment. I'm gonna say it like that because I know a lot of y'all like to say, well, Black people are in basketball, all this entertainment. Outside of entertainment, we still are the lowest of the totem pole.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. That's a very, very good point to make. It's very, very true as well. I'll say that the other point you can make is when people hear the Holocaust, oh my God, it was fucking awful. Can't believe something like that would happen. When people hear of slavery in America, oh, well, it's part of history. I mean, we all know what happened, but we don't want to teach our kids about it in schools because then they'll see how fucked up we were. No. So when we get to the part where when people just hear of it, they actually feel and express empathy and sympathy, then we'll know that we're balancing out. Until then, we're not. Moving along, the ladies go shopping and they set a timer for 3 minutes to shop because Sutton says she's been shopping with Kyle and Dorit before. So she sets a timer, which I thought was brilliant. Dorit, why are you shopping so much, buying all them fans, when you just were crying about having $10,000 that you withdraw in cash that got stolen? Now you're back to shopping and you have all this money. But you're crying and complaining because your kids are home with your mom while PK is in London and you're here. Well, when you shop as much as you do and you broke and you have to plan robbery so that you can do what we call insurance fraud, stop shopping, Doris. She's still trying to look rich and we know that they're struggling financially. And that's why I don't like Dorit on this show. Because in addition to her microaggressions, I still think this lady is racist. I don't give a fuck if she thinks that because her dad is Israeli and her mom was Portuguese, that you could still be racist if you're of color. It's possible. I don't trust Dorit. I don't care for Dorit. I'm tired of Dorit. I just want her to leave the show. So that's my little rant. But they go back home to their little haunted villa and Crystal is there. And we learn a lot about Crystal. She says there is a huge history in her family of hypertension and blood pressure that's actually common in her culture. Look at the foods they eat and then look at the process and what goes in them to make them. And it's similar to African-American food. Lots of salt, lots of oil. Unfortunately, that's just how it goes. So she's got a history of hypertension and blood pressure in her family. I imagine her having an eating disorder makes that 10 times worse.
Yep.
Probably as well. So she gets on, medication to bring her blood pressure down. Her blood pressure was 177 over, it's like 130 or something. That's insane. A normal blood pressure should be about like 115 over 80 or some shit. Like, why the hell is her blood pressure so high? That was concerning. So
yeah, I had to leave a job because they did that the same thing to me, where they stressed me out to the point where I ended up having high blood pressure, almost verge of a borderline heart attack.
Oh no!
So I've had to leave it. So I understand what she's saying because I went through that myself, and I remember how scary that was. And I remember it was during COVID at the worst possible time because my mom could not get into the hospital to me. I had to be there alone. At the same time, this was at a time where it was new and that it was newly happening. It was June of 2020. I will never forget that. People were dying left and right. So I was even scared to even be in the hospital. And then when I got out of the hospital, I had to quarantine. I could not leave my house for 14 days. So I just remember all of that. So I can definitely sympathize with Crystal.
To get sick, I think it's scary, but to get sick in a foreign country is scarier. But we need to be less afraid because Spain is number 7 for healthcare and cardiovascular health specifically in the world. America is way low on that on the totem pole for health. We are actually falling down the list for healthcare. So it's good that she was in Spain, number 7 in the whole fucking world, child. But they took care of her. It sounds like it's something she's been dealing with. Blood pressure is serious. I think most people have had an issue with it. Crystal, I'm glad that she's okay. I do think that the being sick from the windy road, because they were all getting sick, probably stressed her out or her body out. And I think that's probably what could have caused her issue. But she does thank Anne-Marie for putting her differences aside to help her. And she does so in tears. You can't really doubt that the apology was not genuine. And I'm glad that everyone rallied around Crystal, because that's scary as hell. And her husband was not playing. She said, he called my doctor, so my doctor stepped in. Listen, that Disney money kicked in and the love of that man. So
I'm trying to tell you, that man got all this. Child, please.
You're okay, Naya.
You're okay, Naya. We love you. We got happy. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. Lion King royalties is absolutely insane, even to this day.
So I hope that Crystal encourages her husband. There's a tribe in Kenya called Kikuyu, which I have blood of. And that is where the Lion King was filmed. That whole scene, all the drawings and stuff. And they did fuck them people over, Disney. They owed them some money. So
I know they do, but I just...
Allegedly. Because I ain't trying to have Disney come after me. You just don't win that. Just throw in the towel and sell your body for them. You're not getting out of that. But moving along, we did see the prepping to make paella, which is one of my favorite things to eat. Paella is so good. So good. So good. I like the Spanish version that Spain makes, and Puerto Ricans also do it. Love paella. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I like to eat. While prepping for making it, we see Erica complaining about Sutton. Erica just talking shit drunk in her room with her makeup artist. And she says that the ladies got their karma when mentioning Crystal. Y'all need to listen to what Erica be saying drunk, because drunken mind is sober thoughts, okay? And I'm trying to tell you, Erica is saying that's the karma, for not apologizing to me over the ring. I told them they have to trust the public. What is wrong with her? And then I start figuring out based on how her makeup artist was responding. She's drunk. She's drunk. She's drunk because she kept moving her neck and stuff. The lady's trying to do makeup on your face. Erica's like, with her cup. I'm like, oh, you from Georgia. You from Georgia, Erica.
It was like, what did you... It's like, what did you drink? She was a vibe. I ain't gonna let that end part... It was embarrassing to say the least.
With the purse.
When I tell you something better than I ever could have been, I tell you, I would have tossed some at that end of that table. Because there's no way you can embarrass me in front of my good friends that I've known for 30 years. You're not finna do that. So when I tell you someone got tossed on the other end of that table.
I didn't say Erica was a vibe. She was. But
she made me laugh the entire time. When she said that man had that man's in that Ziploc bag. Sutton was so embarrassed.
Listen, I'm going to say this about Erica. Erica, you could see the difference between regular drunk Erica and Erica drunk on Lexapro. So this is better than her on Lexapro telling Garcelle's son to get the hell on. So I'll take this. She said, "Merce with the purse." I hollered, Naya. When I tell you I hollered, I woke up my husband. He was asleep. That shit was funny as hell.
No, it was funny when the lady from Philadelphia, she said, yeah, Benny single. And she go, oh, yeah, I know him, and couldn't name a song.
But I think she knows who he is. Because
I know. But I thought she was going to break out his song. It looked like that to me.
And Doris, we're going to get to Doris. Why the fuck don't you know who Benny Siegel is? Dory.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, but like that proves Garcelle's point of living in a bubble. It just proves the point, because you live in Beverly Hills. Like, there are tours that dumb people who come to California pay for to go see the houses of celebrities, to drive right on by them, because you can. And many of these celebrities, some who've worked with Benny Siegel, live in her neighborhood. So it's weird that she don't know. So either the neighborhood
Well,
don't like her. Or
Doris
she
don't live in
ignorant.
Beverly Hills, so I don't know. Doris live in. Let me shut up. Because I know where she lived, but I ain't finna even go there
I'm
with
not
y'all.
even gonna do this. We're not about to throw shade at Doris. Lord,
But
well,
she
we
don't.
are.
Half the women don't live in Beverly. The only people that live in Beverly Hills is Crystal, Sutton, and there's one more. Because Kyle doesn't live in Beverly Hills anymore. So Kyle lives studio. Well, let me shut up. Because I know, and I think no, Anne Marie don't live
Erica
there.
lives in Beverly Hills. She
Yeah,
lives
Erica
at the
live in that.
bottom of it, right before you live
She live.
or you go up into the
Whose
hills.
guest house is that again? Is she in?
I don't fucking know.
She's
She's renting.
yeah, it's a guest house. I know, but it's somebody though. I can't. They said his name. I can't remember.
Child. I don't know. They I have no clue. Because Erica, I can't really remember. I just remember her saying she had to rent a house and California rent's expensive. I was like, yeah, bitch. It is. It is. It's very expensive. What's good, Mr. Oso Tenda? Make sure you watching your patient. Yeah, work, y'all.
Yeah, work,
He's
boy.
at work. You know he's at work because my background's not blurred. When my husband's not here, I don't have to blur my background. It'd be people walking back and forth, the cat meowing and howling. I might hear some raps with some choice language in the background, or I'm hearing anime. It's my house is like dead when he's not here. He said break time. Uh-huh. Taking a break before that 2-hour mark, huh?
15 minutes.
That's my husband for those who are unsure. So we're going to talk shit and bother our own because what else do we have to do? Anywho, Sutton's friends arrive and the ladies come down. Erica's clearly drunk. For those who are unsure, these are her friends who she danced with in ballet. I miss ballet, ruined my body, but I miss ballet. These people that I'm seeing as someone who grew up dancing on the professional route, I was like, yes. But Erica's drunk ass with talking to Trevor when she's meeting him. I love Sutton. She's a beautiful soul. Yes. After you. No, after you. After you. No, after you. After. Then she sees Garcelle. Hi, Garcelle. I said, oh, she's drunk. She's fucking drunk. She is drunk.
Up.
She was toe up from the flow up.
I
2 shots of the wind. I mean, come on, Erica. Who drinks that much? And all she said she had was Absolute, which is a low grade fucking vodka.
I don't believe her. She lucky she not in Italy because I would have said she had some limoncello, but you know.
Limoncello is so good, but it will fuck you up.
When I tell you I would never drink that again, never will drink that again for as long as I live. In college, someone had bought some back. One of my friends had bought one back from Italy, and it was an authentic, like Italian limoncello. When I tell you I was toe up.
Listen,
like
true story. My mama married a pastor a few years ago. Nice man. I really hope she don't ruin him. If y'all know my mom, you would understand. I pray for that man all the time. But somebody they know, her friend Grace had brought back some limoncello. And when I tell you I was tore up at the rehearsal dinner, I said, what the hell? These old Christian people got me drunk. I couldn't drive home. I was fucked up. I said, oh no, that limoncello shit, it hits. It hits. I have to go to Italy. Anywho, she has the awkward moment. They all sit down for dinner. And Trevor tells them about a young Sutton, mentions her living in Brooklyn. When he mentioned that Sutton was living in Brooklyn, Erica says while eating, didn't even look up. Brooklyn's a dump. I said, shit. Oh, shit. Let me put Nia Green's comment back up. Erica was washed. She said Brooklyn's a dump, but kept eating her food. And I never seen nobody, if you look at the scene, she was eating with the fork and her hands. So I don't understand. But I know that Erica grew up in the country. And I think Sutton, being from the country, is used to that type of behavior.
Maybe she was eating the fried food with her hand. I couldn't tell how she was eating that.
You shouldn't eat your hands at all. Bitch, use a spoon.
It must have been good. That food must have been on hit because I tell you, she was tearing it up.
Erica's so funny. Anywho, Erica keeps blurting things out. They mentioned something of her husband. She blurted some other stuff out. Then out of nowhere, they're trying to move on, from the conversation. And she blurts out, I know you love your friend Merce, but why do you keep him in a Ziploc bag? You know what? And everybody could agree with Erica. Why? That would be like if James, something happened to him. I'm knocking on wood. I don't need that. I don't like too many people. He's one of like a handful. If he's gone, I don't know. But if something happened to him and his family's like, we want to trust you with the ashes, and I have him in a Ziploc bag. Why is that man in a Ziploc bag? Why can't you give him an urn? Now, even if you intend to release the ashes, could you at least have put them in like an unused Chanel?
I'm
What
about to
is-
say they make necklaces now where you can put them on and you can get them in a necklace and put it
Yes.
around you. You can get you a ring. One of my coworkers, she got a ring with her dad's ashes in it. And she asked me, "Do you
Oh,
think
that's
that's weird?" I
nice.
said, "No, that's not weird at
No,
all to
keep
me."
them with you.
Yeah.
Close to your heart. Now, I agree, said I need her to drink more seeds. It was the comic relief. I was hollering. That shit was funny as hell. That white lady was lit in real time.
Mhm.
Lord. So we did see Erica engage into a conversation with a woman who's obviously a woman of the world. She knows a lot. She has experiences in Gaza. She has experiences all over the world. And, she understands a lot. And we learned that Erica is here's what I'm gonna say. She learned a lot being with and traveling with Chime Girardi. And James has said this on the channel a few times: when you're with a lawyer or with someone in a certain field or someone who is educated more than the average person, even more than
Yes.
sometimes doctors, hey, you're going to learn. You should pick up on things. And and this is what makes Erica likable. She mentions how she only has an high school education. She met Tom as a waitress in LA, hoping to become something. So it does make sense that she would ask a lot of questions so that she can become up to date. And we saw that she knows things. Even though she was drunk, I think everybody was like, what in the hell? Because listen, I'm educated too, but when I'm drunk, I forget all about psychology.
I don't forget, but it doesn't come out right. So I'm just gonna say it like that. But yeah, to add to your point, yeah, I say this all the time. When you're with a lawyer, you pick up and absorb a lot of their habits. It's almost like you're a dog and they're training you. It really is like that when you're dating a lawyer. It's very much like that. They give you the ropes and they prepare you realistically, especially if you have a good one. Now, there's some sloppy ones out there that probably won't do this, but when you're with the lawyer, they do prepare you for their death. They do. I don't know why they do that, and it's because law school teaches your critical thinking. I say is to a whole nother degree of critical thinking in college. It's a whole nother thing.
I don't even
So
think it's that deep. I feel like it would make sense for a lawyer to talk about death, being that the laws with death, if you don't leave nothing to your family, set up a will, prep for it. There's a lot that goes into it. So it would make sense for an attorney, because I have attorneys in my family, a shit ton, and they
me
all
too.
are like prepped and discuss death. And I think that's just like, they're going to use their education. You should prep for death because you don't want the government getting your shit, because that's
Well,
what
no, and
happens.
I think that what my point was to make is that she is definitely well trained in that. Like I look at her, the way she talks, the way her responses, she's always not like it doesn't take long for her to respond to things, even though she heard you very clearly. And she talks very fast. Y'all have to watch Erica. She talks very fast, and it's to confuse you. That's what lawyers do. So that's why I'm saying she talks very fast. You have to catch her. And very
When you're with, it doesn't matter if this is a 51-year-old woman or not. Her husband is 86 or 87. So that's 30 plus years in an age gap. So separate from that, and she got with him when she was young. So it does make sense that even outside of legalities and his education, she's going to be groomed to some extent. And it definitely showed, because if you go backwards to seasons where Tom Girardi was speaking about his job, I believe this was when they went on that trip and Kim lost her shit on Lisa Rinna, those back in that season. He definitely pulled a move that Erica pulled at this dinner. But at the very least, at least she was trying to have understanding. I think it's always good to be up to date on current events. So good for her. Now, the next morning, because Sutton kept it cool because Sutton is smart. You don't argue with the drunk person. If they're able to sit there like Erica and engage in a conversation, eat the food, no, not to continue drinking. You see, she didn't take the toast they all took at the end of the night. She said, nope, I'm done, and stumbled to her room, then let them be. So I don't blame Sutton for not saying nothing. I wouldn't have lit that fire either because I feel like she was just looking for a reason. But the next morning, they're prepping to release Merce with the purse. And Sutton has a meltdown, which I knew was coming. No one in their right mind is keeping anyone important to them who's passed on's ashes in a Ziploc bag unless they're having trouble letting go of the ashes. And this is when we learn, and I think her hairstylist said it correctly to her. She was like, this is probably way more emotional than you expected it to be, as it should be, rightfully so. Sutton's crying and upset, and she's connecting this and these ashes with Merce to her father because she lost her father's ashes moving so much, which people have lost ashes before. It's actually very common, but she probably feels an immense amount of guilt for losing them. All I'm gonna say on this scene, because I don't comment on things that seem real with people, to be respectful. Sutton being so open, having this meltdown, planning the trip, just the things that she does and how she reacted and let us know, you know, of why she was in so much pain is why she's a good housewife. A good housewife, in my opinion, should be somebody who is open emotionally, holds others accountable, also tries to hold themselves accountable, while also being just uniquely just out of this fucking world, which Sutton is.
Absolutely. But then also, to add to that, the reason why I love her so much is all those things, but also she's very well connected. She can back up all of her resources,
Every
which,
single one.
yes, which is what a housewife is supposed to do, not
Rare.
fake it. Yeah, and Sutton has been about it the entire time. She may have had her moments where they weren't so good and quite Karen-esque, but at the same time, I think she's learned from those experiences. And I think that she moved around in the group to where she feels like, okay, this is my core right here. I love y'all, but I'm sticking close to Garcelle and Crystal because those are the core. Because Crystal, maybe not so much, but Garcelle has been real since day one and has expressed how she felt. Now I'm gonna let this Dorit shit go. I don't normally do this, y'all. I don't. When it comes to housewives, I don't let shit go. Because why? But with this Dorit thing, I'm going to let it go just because I really feel like maybe she didn't get the satisfaction in that dinner or that lunch that she had with Dorit, that she felt like maybe she could get it again since we're having this conversation. Maybe that's really what that was.
Honestly, anybody who throws as many microaggressions as Dorit, though I didn't get why Garcelle's bringing it up again, keep your foot on her neck as often as possible so she leaves prior to Dorit. But that was the recap, you guys, for this episode. Nothing else really happened. Next week, all I saw was them trying to release them ashes and them whoosh, coming back on the Sutton because they did it on a rainy day from up high. We'll see what happens going forward. I'm hoping that this shit will be ending soon. We're 14 episodes in and I was tired. Niagara says, drag Doris at all times, especially during Black History Month. Happy Black History Month.
Yes, it is the first day of February. I got an aunt, uncle, and 2 cousins' birthdays today. So yes,
damn.
I know, right? Black History Month. Yes, we love it. We love it. We love it. We love our peoples. I wish I had a shirt on that represents.
Please be, if you are Black, act like you got some sense this month so these people start respecting us. And please stop supporting that Krishan Rock girl and stuff, at least for this month. I'm tired of seeing that shit.
Who is that? I keep hearing that name. Who is that?
Somebody who makes me not have hope for the next generation. That's what I'll say. But, you know, it is what it is.
Oh, I think I know. That's the girl that's missing the tooth.
Yeah. We like to call her or her baby daddy Bluetooth because, you know, Blueface.
I don't even know who that is. Y'all might have to read on these people.
He can't rap. You're not missing anything. He had one.
Because I don't know. When I tell y'all I'm so out of touch with this generation, I can't tell you not one rapper, not one I can't tell you nothing. I don't know.
I only know because I have younger siblings and I do these damn music reviews. So it keeps me, I think, more up to date on like current events.
I confuse the city girl, the one that was with Diddy, with you remember Sharifa from back in the day? I thought them was the two because the name sounded the same. So I said Sharifa then came back. Okay.
Thank you for watching my recap. My friend has lost his mind. Oh. Subscribe to James' channel. The link is in the description of this man. Of this, not this man, Lord. It really got me chuckling of this video. We will be back again next week to go over the Housewives of Beverly Hills.
And if there's any shows y'all want me to recap on my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews.
Not dentally challenged.
Now, see, I'm really finna Google this lady now. But y'all, I am going to pick up the Bold and Beautiful TV show that stars Malaysia Pargo. I almost said not Shrek. Tamika Raymond. Whoever else, Neo's ex-wife, and whoever else is on that show. I will pick it up because I actually saw like a little teaser and actually looks good.
Yeah, it looked decent. But I told you.
Well, see, I don't. Malaysia's fine with me. I just don't like Tamika Foster. I just don't like her.
I also don't like Crystal, the Neo's ex-wife. I watched her on. There was an R&B show about the wives of, R&B artist. Miguel's girl was on there.
I heard about that.
I had watched that years ago, and I saw Crystal on there. I didn't like her on there. But we'll see. Now she's not Neo's woman, so maybe she'll act a little more, down to earth. But I'm glad you're going to be covering something. That's good.
I'm going to cover it just because I need content on my show. I was going to do the Impact, but I'm too late.
Child, them. I considered doing the Impact New York because I don't like the one with the girl with the BBL RHOBH baby mama.
Right.
I didn't care for half of them. I was like, oh, we're really just taking people popular on social media and just putting them on TV now. Okay.
We'll find a show, y'all. I'm not doing none of Oprah's network press. Shout out to Bondi Blue Press Women's Network. I'm not doing none of those shows. I'm just not. Bell Collective will be the only one I do. I am not doing Love and Marriage DC. Do not ask me. I am not, because I do not like any of them people. Except Winter. Shout out to Winter Williams.
Can't stand you. She said, I'll tune in whether I watch it or not. Love it.
Oh, thank you, Naya. We love you.
This is why she's
love you. Yes.
This is sweet, Jim. But that is it for this recap. What do I have next coming on the channel? I have a 90-day recap for my TLC fans. We'll be going over 90 Day The Single Life. Probably tomorrow because I'm tired as hell. Hell, I barely woke up to get here. Shout out to my husband for waking me up to get to this live. But I hope you guys enjoy your evening. Thank you for being here, James. Goodbye.
Bye.